Now, there's this independent blogger and YouTuber from Cyprus which managed to get elected into the European Union, and he is explaining just how much money he is earning now. And take into account that the people from the European Union, they do not produce the wealth. They extract it from the people. So they take the money through taxes from the people. They do not generate wealth. And look at this.
How much money do I make as a member of the European Parliament? Well, it's a lot, so let's start with my salary. I get 8,000 euros a month in my
8,000 euros a month in your pocket. Just imagine, what do you have to do in the private sector in order to earn this much? And understand that all these politicians, they go around and they complain about CEOs and they complain about the wealthy, and they never talk about, you know what, we need to tax the politicians more. We need to lower their income more. 8,000 euros a month. This is absurd. Why do they need this amount of cash? Like, how do you justify making 8,000 euros a month? Like, for what? For what? What exactly are you doing that you can make the argument, yeah, you need to make this much? Why can't they make 5,000 euros a month? Like, I understand, they're politicians, so they need to make money, okay. But, like, why can't it be 5,000? And this is just the start, all right? Like, 8,000 euros doesn't even begin to cut it.
My pocket, and in addition to that, every working day I come here in the parliament and sign, I get another 350
euros just by being in the parliament to sign. Like, why? Why are you getting paid for doing your job is what I don't get. Like, you're already getting paid 8,000 euros. Why are you getting paid for showing up? Now, if you're a parliamentary and doesn't show up, wouldn't it mean that the people themselves would punish you? Like, your own electorate would just say, well, we voted for this guy, but he never went in. There was like this Romanian EU MEP that would always vote yes on every single law. Like, it didn't matter what the law was about. If it's legalized prostitution, he would vote yes. If it was to increase the number of churches, he would vote yes. Like, he would vote yes on literally everything, and now it makes sense. Like, if you get paid 350 euros just to sign up, it incentivizes people signing up to get the cash. And he probably didn't want to upset anyone. Like, he didn't want to get any lobbies on his ass. So he would just vote yes on everything. It didn't matter what you put in front of him, he would vote yes. So 350 euros a day, right? Multiply that with how many working days out a week, and then you find out how much extra they get on top of those 8,000 that we initially discussed.
euro, which is a bit strange. Apart from that, I have 30,000 euros per month for the salaries of my team. Also,
now I understand this because it wants to incentivize that people who are poor and they got elected in the parliament to be able to hire staff. But 30,000 really? I mean, I suppose, like, this is the only one that I can't really comment because I don't know how big the staff is, like how many people they have. And, if the system would be working as intended, it would make sense. But the question is, can they hire a family member? So, like, if I, for instance, go to the European Union and I have 8,000 euros a month, and then you have, like, the extra money that comes from just showing up, and then I hire my wife and I give her, like, 20,000 euros, right? That money is still in my family, right? I can hire my wife, I can hire my mother-in-law, I can hire other people that I know, I can hire friends and family, and through that 30,000 euros, even though they're not meant for me, I can give them to someone else that is related to me, and I can still benefit from it. This is absolutely insane.
so I can have an office in my country and they give me 5,000 euros a month for that. In addition to all the previous...
So another 5,000 for having an office in your country. Like, now this is 100% where the wife works at. 100%.
Stuff, I have another 4,000 euros a month to promote my work that I'm doing here in the parliament. Another cool expense, I'm allowed to use 10,000 euros a month to bring people here in the parliament for a few days to meet and understand what we are doing here.
Why so expensive? Why so expensive to bring people in? This is ridiculous. It's getting to 60,000 euros, and this is per month, right? And per just one person. Just one person. Now, multiply that with the number of people in the parliament and see how much money they are extracting from hardworking men and giving it to them so that they can then give speeches about how you need to turn up your air conditioning, how the billionaires and the millionaires are being taxed too little, and they never talk about the politicians. None of the leftist parties that I know, or even right wingers, bring this issue up. Like, this is the first time it came on my timeline. I'm sure it must have been discussed somewhere, but it's a very fringe topic, and I wonder why. And also, I have done my best in order to try to find an independent audit of the European Union to see, like, how much money do they spend, where do they collect the money from, where does it go. I couldn't find anything like that. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. Like, chances are maybe somewhere out there on the internet something like this exists, but it's very difficult to find. Meanwhile, if you have like a small business, like you open a company, everything that there is to know about you, the government knows. Everything that you do, the government knows. But when you want to look into the government, how it spends your taxpayer money, it's not very transparent, is it?
In addition to all this money, I get some benefits, like having a driver here in Brussels to drive me around, and also business class tickets to fly back to my country.
You know, normally this would have been acceptable, but when you're getting paid such obscene amount of wealth, like you're already making around 60,000 euros a month, you can pay your own driver, you can pay your own Uber. It doesn't need for the government to hire a chauffeur for you.
And I'm curious to hear if you think we are overpaid or underpaid.
I would be very curious to compare this with how much money a US senator makes. No, seriously, I'm curious. I don't think it's this much. And, you know, it's all about the optics of it. Like, when you're going through a period of economic recession, when people are poor, when they're struggling, and they're looking up at the ones moralizing and lecturing to them, and they're earning obscene levels of wealth. It's ridiculous. Like, look, I'm telling you, if you are in Eastern Europe, I mean, this guy is in Italy, right? So it's Southern Europe. But if you are in Eastern Europe and you're making around 4,000 or 5,000 euros a month, you have a very good lifestyle and you don't need anything else. Unless, you know, you just want to do the exotic, like travel in the Bahamas and do something there. You know, just having a normal, average day-to-day life with 4,000 to 5,000 euros, that's more than enough. You can have an expensive car. You can eat out every single day. You can go to expensive nightclubs. Like, you can do pretty much whatever you want. You're not going to have your own yacht. You're not going to have your own submarine. If you want to open a business, that's a different topic. But with this level of cash, you're going to live upper middle class in Europe. Now, the level of cash that these people are making is absolutely insane. So when people tell me that voting doesn't matter, it fucking does. Okay? Even if it wouldn't change anything, the very fact that you take one of these chuckleheads and you remove all of that power from them, you remove all of that wealth, terrifies them. This is why they constantly have to pass hate speech laws and make sure that they crack down on people's privacy, and they focus on making sure that people don't have any type of private correspondence, because they are absolutely terrified of losing this lifestyle. If you manage to get like 4 years into the European Parliament, you can retire. I mean, like you're making so much cash that you'll never want for any, like if you're smart about it and you know how to invest, or you know how to put them into a safe place, 4 years is enough for you to just have a great life all the way up until the end. And I'm pretty sure they get even more benefits after they finish their term. It's ridiculous. In comparison, I'm curious what the US president gets. Like, seriously, I'm just curious just to compare it with like one of these EU twats. It's really good that this YouTuber exposed this. I think it's going to make a lot of people upset. They really don't like it when someone looks into this. And this is just like scratching the surface, because they get other benefits as well. Like if you, for instance, want to set a business meeting and you set it in Japan, oh, well, now you get the free plane ticket all the way to Japan, and the lunch is being paid. And if you happen to, you know, stay a couple more days over there, enjoying the weather and doing nice things, well, that's fine. You know, it's still considered a business trip. Absolutely ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want to support the channel, I'm not a EU MP, by the way. I don't make this amount of cash, but like, if you want to help me out, there is a link to my subscribe star. And in exchange, I'll give you buyer's remorse. I already get buyer's remorse like from these people. I gotta say, you know, I give them money every single month. And I already have buyer's remorse.